I wanted to share this video with you guys because I think it's really important to talk about, things that aren't so great in your life. It's so easy to make videos and just talk about all the positivity and talk about all the good and everything that you have and the things that you've done in your life that are positive. And while I'm all about that, I also think that it's very important to talk about the things that are not so perfect, the things that we struggle, the things that we go through in life, like in everyday life, because at least for me, I'm only going to speak for myself, but I feel going through like the things that I went through, like I felt alone. Like I felt like I couldn't, like I wanted more. Like I felt alone, I felt scared, and I went through all these emotions in my head. And I know that thousands of people across the world go through these same feelings that I have. And the more that we talk about it and the more that we say, you know what, like I've been through like really bad stuff, but at the end of the day, it got better, the more I feel that it's going to help people that are not there yet, because it will get better. So I just hope that you guys find this video helpful. That's like the only reason why I wanted to share my story, what I've been through, because I just want to help people out there that you guys are not alone. 2015 was the year that completely changed my life, and ever since then my life has completely been different. um Now, I know that people deal with death differently, and I know that a lot of people go through it every single day. Like I can't even imagine, like literally like every hour people pass away. But I've never dealt with a death that's like really close to me, really close to my heart, like like literally like a immediate family relative. I've never dealt with it until 2015, where when my niece passed away. I smile now because it's so surreal to me, but I know in my heart that she's in a much better place, and she's happy. And it still hurts. I'm like sitting here and telling you, you're never gonna it's gonna be perfect, you're gonna be fine after a few years, because to be honest with you, I'd still find myself, looking at her pictures and crying and, going through those emotions. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that whatever you felt at that moment in time, your feelings are going to change. I'm not saying that your feelings are going to get any less, or they're going to get greater. They're just going to change in a different way. Now, when my niece passed away, it was a very traumatic experience for me. I was really sad. Like my whole family was sad. It was a very heartbreaking, and we didn't see it coming. It was literally like, and I think, actually, I don't even know what's the worst, to be honest. Knowing that these somebody's gonna die, or the unknown. Like honestly, I will say, to me they're both just as bad, because no matter what, you're losing somebody in your life that you love and you care for. So it was all of a sudden, unexpected, felt like a dream, didn't feel real. It's like like you want to wake up but you can't wake up. So during those times, I'm very fortunate and lucky enough to have my family, because we're very very close. And the fact that we got together, we bonded, and we helped one another really really helps. So anybody that is going through something, I encourage you guys, if you guys are close to your family, or even friends or people that you consider your family, have that bond, because they're gonna help you get through it. Like they don't even have to say a word. Just have them sit there, because for me, I wanted to be alone. I wanted to be in the dark. I didn't want any lights. I didn't want sound. I would wake up, I would cry and cry. My boyfriend would come from work. He actually ended up staying with me for a few months till I got better. And then he would rock me to bed crying in tears, screaming, yelling. I honestly hated God. I had so much resentment towards him, and I felt like he let me down. And why am I on earth, for pain? I don't want to feel this pain. Just take me with you. You know, I had suicidal thoughts. I felt like this world didn't matter anymore, and I felt like there's no point in me still being here. And with my family being there, you know, it definitely helped because it pushed me, because they didn't want to see me in a dark room, even though I wanted to do that. They pushed me and they're like, no, we gotta stick together, you know. And they would like, my aunts, which I love them with all my heart, they don't live near me, but honestly, they were there for us in the hardest times, and they came, they cooked. When you're in those times, you know, eating is like the least of your thoughts. Going to the store, you know, getting out of your house, like the smallest things that you don't think about usually are like actually important, because if you don't go to the store, you don't have food, and if you don't have food, you don't eat. And I know in those times I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to cook. Why would I want to go to the store? But those times, I remember my families, they would like, even from my dad's side, like they would bring us food, water, bread, like stuff that we could eat. They would cook for us. You know, my from my mom's side, my aunts came and they would cook dinner for us, cook food for us, because during those times you don't want to do anything, but you're gonna starve if you don't eat. So that was a huge help that I didn't realize that I needed at that time. I definitely have that hole in my heart, and I always say that, you know, that little piece in my heart is up there with her. She has it. She's holding it. And I know that one day we're all going to go away, and I don't know if I'll be when I will go, but I know that once we're in heaven, my whole heart will be complete. All the puzzles will be complete, and that's the way that I look at things, because in reality, we will all go someday. And I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and I honestly, by through her death, I got closer to him. In the beginning, yes, I was rejecting him, I hated him. I was like, I said so many things that I regret, but in the moment I did literally thought really bad thoughts in my head, that once that shock was over, I leaned to God and I asked for forgiveness, and I literally just poured all my heart and all my beliefs, and made my faith with him stronger through reading the Bible, going to church, praying, and studying the Word of God, because that is what actually saved me. Honestly, my life, the way that I thought things, like nothing was worth it, because what I was feeling was so much greater. So that's what I always think, that you know, she saved me, she saved my family, and it makes me sad because I wasn't that great of a person, and I know that I made mistakes, and maybe someday I'll talk about, you know, her death and, you know, what happens, but right now I just want to focus on the things that, you know, we go through and how I was able to overcome them. So, you know, I will say time heals all wounds, and no matter what, I'm always gonna have, like I said, that hole, that missing puzzle in my heart, and it's never ever gonna be the same. It's never gonna be the same. But I learned to not take life for granted. I learned to value the things that I have, and put put life into perspective in a way. Like, you know, what am I doing in my life? I reflected on myself. I looked at myself and thought to myself, okay, what do I need to do? And this didn't happen overnight. Like I said, it took months. Like, obviously it's 2017 and this happened 2015. So it did took, and it still takes time. I think that God talks to you and answers you in mysterious ways, and in ways that if you don't pay attention, you might miss it. So, you know, I said that my boyfriend would stay with me. He doesn't live with me, but he would come to my house. He ended up staying with me for a few months. And every night, like I said, he would rock me to bed. He would like caress me and like kind of like make me feel better. And he would sing to me. So that's the way I would fall asleep. I know, I was like a baby, right? Like, that's what I needed though, and it helped. And I remember one night, we're all sleeping, he's already sleeping. I had this vivid dream, and it was like amazing, because I know that it was a dream, but it woke me up and I saw what was happening. I was in this room and God came to me in my dream. He came to me in my dream. It was God and Jesus. Although a lot of people say God and Jesus are the same. But Jesus is the Son of God. And God came to my room. And he was caressing me. Like my boyfriend would do it. But I know that it would, obviously it's a dream, so I see everything. So he's caressing me like this, my forehead and my head, and like going everywhere. And the minute he did that, I felt so much joy, joy that I've never ever experienced in my life. It was this like full of happiness in my body from head to toe that I can't even describe to you. Like think of a day that you were like the happiest person in the world and you felt like so satisfied, you know. That is exactly how I felt, but like 10 times more than that. And though he didn't talk to me, I knew he didn't like talk like I'm talking right now, but through my mind and his mind, he basically told me that that is the way that Jalissa feels. That is her right now in heaven. And not to worry, it's gonna be okay. And at that moment, well, I'm like in my dream, but then like I knew it was my dream, but I also, I can't even describe it, but I'm gonna try really hard. I saw myself like in sleeping, like I like it's kind of like right now I'm closing my eyes, like I feel myself. That's how it was, and I'm smiling. It's like I'm laughing, like I'm smiling, I'm laughing, and that was it. And he goes away, and that was the last thing, and it was like almost like a message to like he wanted me to tell my family that, you know, he came to me and told me not to worry about Jalissa, that she's happy. And I'm thinking, if this is how she is, I wouldn't want to come back down to earth. Like I want to be there too. Like, you know, if this is like a little tiny ounce of how she feels, I understand. Like she's in such a better place, and I'm down here, and I wish I could go up there, you know. But I want to feel that joy, like 24/7. Like it's almost like a high. Like you always want to be feeling that way. And I remember breaking down telling my family about what happened. But also in that dream, after that, there's a dream where Jesus came into my doorstep and opened the door. And as soon as I was like, because I opened the door, my eyes were like at the bottom, and I was going up, and then that's when he went away. But he also told me that my niece, she's gonna come back and we're gonna see her, because you know during these times, I'm not gonna get into detail like I said with what happened, but you know I didn't have my niece, you know, I couldn't see my niece, my other niece, not Jalissa, the one that passed away, but her sister. I couldn't see her. And you know that hurt me because I grew up with her, you know. And he got, Jesus came to me and told me that she was gonna come back. And of now she's here. Like now she's back. I see her on the weekends. She stays with me on the weekends. You know, I pick her up sometimes from school. Like I'm very active in her life again. And when I felt like she's gone from my life, couldn't see her. You know, not only did I lose my niece during those times when she passed away, I also lost my other niece because I couldn't see her. She was taken away from me, and it was like a double stab in a way. But even though she was alive, and my other niece, I felt that loss, you know. And you know, finally now, like she's in my life. She's been in my life for a while. Like now we're like we enjoy like holidays together with me and my family. Like we like summers, and anytime she has break, she's always here like during the holidays too. And like honestly, like I say this, like it makes me sad that my niece Jalissa had passed away, for us to realize what was so much greater, like pity fights, silly stuff, like things in our immediate family were so silly that now it's like, for what? But you know, that's why just hang in there, because I know when it's dark and you're like, I'm done. But if you hang in there, it will get better. I don't promise, but God does. And if you seek Him, He will fulfill all your promises. So I hope this video wasn't too long, and I hope it helped somehow. And anyways, anybody that's watching this video, thank you so much for watching it, and I will continue to make more makeup videos because I love makeup. And those of you that stayed through the whole video, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.